Welcome to the channel. This is Go Greddy, and welcome to the 2023-2024 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturer Season. It is season number 2, round number 2, but it's my first race because I was out of town for Christmas and New Year's. So I got home last night, found a YouTuber's tune, slapped it on my Corvette, even though it wasn't the same car, and said, let's go for it. So how did it work out for me? Well, you're going to have to stick around, find out. All right, so we look at the standings here of my friends' ranking, and, well, I've got the big goose egg because, like I said, I missed that first race. I was out of town for the holidays, so when I got back, I jumped in the car, put in as many laps as I could last night before falling asleep because I was tired from driving. And, yeah, I guess I had a pretty good qualifying lap considering I really didn't get much time with tire wear on. I managed to put it in P, not 12, not 13, not 14, but... well, I qualified in 15, so maybe it wasn't so great, but did qualify in front of the other Corvette driver, which was Equus, who was not pleased with his qualifying at all. In fact, he was announcing that he was going again before the race even started. This race, a 4X tire wear race, 15 laps here for the GT1 League, and, well, it's going to be absolutely brutal on the tires, and I have no practice on the tires, so I'm not expecting great things in this race. Really, honestly, I just want to jump on, get used to racing again in the Gran Turismo World Series, and have a little fun after getting back from being out of town. So, jump in the car, like I said, grab the tune off a YouTube channel I was watching. I was like, I'll just give it a shot. Put it on the car, immediately improved my time by a tenth of the first lap. So I was like, that's good, I'll leave it on. So I went with it. I don't know if it was good or not for the car. I didn't have enough time to test it out, but it felt okay. The car felt a little bit better with the tune on it. So we get through the first set of corners without any mayhem. I'm pretty happy about that, but the group in front of me starts to bunch up, and the reason for that is here as they go too wide into the chicane to start the race. Probably not the wisest decision here at the beginning of the race when everyone is so tight together. That just puts you into the clutches of all the people behind you. A little bump draft there. Let things open up a little bit before you start sending those moves. Maybe a wiser idea, but, hey, who am I to tell you what to do? So, hey, but it works out for me because it bunched up the group in front of me there. So I'm able to get right on the back of Plaka Plum and Ambassador JJJ and kind of have my choice of lines here, trying to figure out which car may go faster through there. Just a little tap there on the back of Plaka's bumper, giving him a little bit of boost as we head towards the fast right-hander that is coming up. And I'm just going to sit back here and try to save tires as I come through this section. I'm not really sure how long they are going to last. I just don't know, so I'm not sure how hard to treat him. As Plaka gets loose coming out of that right-hander, I'm able to go on by him on the outside. Can I hold it as I go through the outside? Plaka gives me room. Make the pass stick. Nice clean driving there by Plaka. Equus comes up beside him as we go in the left hand, but then Equus backs out of the move, allows Plaka to keep his position as he comes out of that left hand. Plaka, Quackabilly, and I have raced each other quite a few times, so pretty used to seeing each other in these lobbies, giving each other space whenever we can. All right, so here we are on lap number 3, and quite honestly, I'm just trying to save tires and stay in touch with this group in front of me. AMG goes a little bit wide here, and as I come around the corner, you see a car on the shoulder grab me a Greddy pass. What happened there? Well, after the chicane, the Supra in the slipstream of the BMW is a little bit wide. He decides to try and send it down the inside, gets into the quarter panel a little bit there, tries to back out of it, unable to do so, spins out the BMW, and then continues on and picks up another position there as P7 served a second penalty. So a little bit of a racing incident there. I don't think that was intentional. It kind of stunk for the BMW driver. He just went just a hair wide there, and that resulted in that incident. Now, a little further on lap number 3, JGG going wide in the Vision Mazda car, loses the rear end, able to get the pass done there as he's not able to hold that Mazda Vision car together going through that left-hander. Now into P12 in just a few laps. It's looking good for old Greddy in his debut comeback in the new year, 2024. Already moved up a couple spots here, actually 3 spots. So feeling good about that. Now more side-by-side action through the chicane. Greddy goes down the inside of Mr. Jinx. Got held up by the folks going side-by-side in the chicane. Old Greddy took advantage of it, but can I hold it around the right-hander? Not going to be easy. Boy, the torque of that Corvette just able to pull me through there as Jinx honestly probably backed out of that a little bit. Jinx really, so far in this race, has just had some really bad luck, to be honest. As I went back and watched the replay, I was putting together the video, I was like, man almighty, could anyone have any worse luck than the man in P12 right now, Mr. Jeeks? Seems to get held up by the people in front of him, and someone will end up making a pass on him. But it happens sometimes in racing. Sometimes you just seem to be on your back foot the entire race. I feel like I'm on my front foot right now. I'm not even really racing that hard. I'm just picking up positions here, there, and everywhere, just out of pure luck. People, slowing each other down the chicane a bit. And I'll take it. I'm having a good time right now. This is a pretty fun race for me 4 laps in. My problem is I just don't really know how well my tires are holding up at this point in the race. As we come down this straight, I'm in the slipstream. Mr. Jeeks 0.197 seconds behind me, so he's pulling in on me. But luckily, I've got the slipstream of the Porsche. That's, well, quite honestly, as I look back, it was really kind of saving me right here. So Jeeks has a really nice run out of that first corner and just all over my back bumper. And I know the Corvette doesn't have that mid-range acceleration like the AMG does, nor does it have the turn-in and the turning capability. But the Corvette does have better top end, so able to hold him off on the straight, especially with the Porsche in front of me. Just missed the barricade there as we go into the chicane, able to hold off the AMG. And I know here, if I just keep it around the inside curbing, no way you're going to make a pass there around the outside. Same here on this downhill left-hander, highly banked corner. If you send it in first and you've got your nose out in front, really easy to keep that position coming through this corner. So not too concerned there. I am a little concerned here on this tight right-hander, so I leave it in the middle of the road, not really giving him any line. He probably could have taken the outside line there, but he's also getting pressure behind from JGG. So he wanted the inside line, didn't really give him the inside line. Couldn't really take the outside line in fear that JGG was going to make a pass on him. So he's also in a fairly tough position. Now I make a mistake. I go wide here because I'm driving in my rearview mirror. Mistake by yours truly, Go Gretty. And he now has an opportunity to send around the outside of Go Gretty in this left-hander. I'm trying to pull it as tight as I can, get into him in the mid-corner, push him a little bit wide there. I probably should have backed out of this and let him by. I didn't realize how bad I hit him until I watched this replay. That was my fault. I really should have given him a little more room coming out of that corner than I did, and so I'm gonna give a quick apology there to Mr. Jeeks. I wish I had given you a little more room than that. So, not intentional though. Definitely not intentional. I'm trying to race clean here. A little bit rusty as I'm coming off of about a 2-week stint of really not doing anything on the Gran Turismo. Not that that's any excuse. So heading down the straight, Mr. Jeeks gets a penalty for that rear end just kind of popping out there a little bit as he comes out of turn number 1. Now, I don't realize that. I'm giving JGG the bump draft here at the end of the straight because I don't want to go side by side through the chicane because I just know that A, I'm not that quick through the chicane, and B, it'll slow us both down, and I'll probably end up losing 2 positions instead of just 1. Again, smart life choices, folks. Know when to pull out and know when to bump draft. Know when to hit it from behind. Things you need to know. I think I've got a fairly good grasp of those 2 items. Maybe not. I don't know. If you don't think so, put it in the comments. Let me know below. All right, through the right-hander, again, just keep it tight along the curbing there. Going to make it very hard for someone to make a pass. Their best opportunity will be here in the right-hander, but as he went to the right, I thought he was going to try to make a pass, but he actually held up by the penalty. Now, if we look here at P6, a little ahead of where we are, he goes wide and pushes the super wide, and then the McLaren takes advantage of both of those. He picks up 2 spots, and then as the BMW goes to the left-hander, well, he disappears. So, Rip Moby, I don't know. I guess he was like, forget it. It's just not going to work today. So I pick up a Gretty pass as Mopey decides to transition into a higher status of energy. Or so we hope. Rip Mopey. Hopefully we'll see you out there on the track soon. And hopefully next time you have better luck. All right, further on, lap number 7, JGG goes wide, followed by yours truly, GG. He takes advantage of JGG, flirting with Barry R. Yeah, rubbing that rear end up against Barry R as he goes through there. It's not the fast way through that set of quarters, so I'm able to pick up a pass and move into P10 here on lap number 7. Not quite at the halfway point. I'm thinking my tires look okay. I could be wrong. Like I said, my first race with the tire wear on, not just hot lapping in the time trial lobby, as, man, Mr. Jeeks, beautiful pass down the inside there into turn 1, and boy, he is even coming in hot on yours truly, who I thought I had a pretty decent turn 1 there, but apparently I do not have the Porsche slipstream to protect me this time, as Mr. Jeeks pulling in on my back bumper in that AMG. And you'll see just how quick he is as we head into the chicane. I drop it down into fourth, hold it tight. Look at that Mercedes just coming up on my back bumper. Lucky for me, the Porsche is cheating. He cuts the track, so stewards say no, no, no. They wave their finger and give him the big 1 second penalty for his naughty behavior. No cheating in GT7, folks. You cut that track, you will get a penalty, as we bear witness from HDFS in front of us. So he is going to serve his penalty up here, which means I am going to pick up another Gretty pass, and, well, so is Mr. Jeeks behind me. I move into P9, Mr. Jeeks into P10. Gives me a little love tap from behind as I go down the tight right-hander. Ever been racing, you get the sense that the guy behind you is just a little bit quicker than you? I'm feeling that right about now, and it's only lap number 8, and I'm thinking, how am I going to hold off this AMG for another 7 laps? I'm like, well, maybe I can out tire wear. Now, I don't realize this right now in the race, but I went back and I checked my tire wear right around lap 8 or lap 9. And, well, to be quite honest with you, I did not have such great tire wear. In fact, everyone behind me has pretty much better tires than I do. So, as we head into turn 1, I jump on board here with Quackdilly Blip, a.k.a. Equus and lucky for me, the AMG gets loose coming out of that turn 1 turn, gets onto that curbing there, shifts the weight a little too quick, rear end comes out on that slick curbing paint, and now Equus with a huge run on him, makes a nice little inside-outside move, and is going to get into my slipstream and slide by Jeeks as they head into the chicane, almost side by side. Some very nice quality, clean driving by those two drivers through the chicane here at Watkins Glen. Now back on board with me on lap number 11. I've got Equus behind me, pushing hard, coming up tight. So I hold it really tight to the curb in here. Like I said, I know you can't pass around the outside, so you just can't give him any room to the inside. And then hold it tight through here. As you see Jeeks pressuring Equus along the outside through this left-hander behind me. Man, it is a race going on behind, a race going on in front. You can't be comfortable anywhere in this group of 3. Now heading through turn 1 at Watkins Glen on lap number 12, I have come to realize my tires are trash. I can just feel it. You can sense it when the cars behind you are just simply faster than you are. No matter what you try, braking early, braking late, you just can't seem to hold the corner. And that is what it's feeling like to me. And boy, when I went back and checked out the replay, it was true. I have wasted my tires up to this point. So Equus giving me the bump draft there, choosing not to go to the outside line, stay on the inside line with me and bump draft to try and hold that position as Jeeks is pushing on him from behind. Now, same turn, different lap, lap number 13, turn 1. Equus gets a nice exit out of the corner this time, and I'm worried here because I have no one in front to protect me with slipstream, and I know that Corvette, well, I know it can pick up pretty quick on folks in the slipstream. So he peeks to the outside and decides he's going to go for it along the outside, gets a little bit of bump from the AMG to help him out, but I have the better line going through the chicane, being that inside line. Don't have to transfer your weight as much as coming from that outside line. So able to hold him off, but then Equus goes wide into the right-hander, allowing Jeeks to come down the inside. Remember what I was telling you, you got to hug that curbing there. That way no one can attack you to that inside when you go through that right-hander. Then again, staying here on the inside, using the banking of the corner, getting back on the gas, and I know that AMG is coming. That thing has such good mid-range acceleration, and, well, I'm having a feeling like he has a lot better tires than I do as well. And honestly, he's just racing better lines than I am. So I've got to figure out a way now to hold him off for 3 more laps, or we're really 2.5 more laps. As we come down through the right-hander, he goes out a little bit wide, and he is looking to figure out how to set up Gretty here. He's trying to slow down a little bit early, get the car lined up, and really focus on the acceleration coming out of the corners. I can sense that with how he's driving behind me there. But there's not a whole lot I can do, because if I brake early going to the corner, I can't really get on the throttle going out because the car just wants to understeer. If I brake too late, well, I just kill my tires. So I just pretty much have to put it on the apex, try to get on the gas best I can in hopes to hold him off. Defend the inside line here as we head into corner number 1. I'm using my car. I was trying to use my car right there to prevent his turn in and slow down with him, but he really got on the brakes hard and tried to get the over-under, tried to accelerate hard coming out of the corner, but he accelerates into my back bumper instead. So lucky for me, gives me a push heading here on lap number 14. I'm like, well, that was the section where he could really make a pass, was right through there. I could pretty much hold off just about anyone through this part of the track, even with worse tires, even with a better driver behind me. Is you just have to defend that inside line because of the banking in these corners. If you defend that inside line, you're just able to hold off people, even when they're faster than you. Makes it really hard to pass here at Watkins Glen. You can see I defend the inside, defend that I'm on the banking. There's really nothing to use. Got to backside the corners, got to try to out accelerate me coming out the other side. His next best chance is here at this right-hander because there's no banking in this corner. So if he can get down to my inside, he can make that pass there, but I'm able to just hold him off as he can't quite cut it underneath me. Another good opportunity right here if you can get down to the inside because, again, no banking on this corner either. So as we head into the fast left-hander, I've only got 2/10 between me and Mr. Jeeks and 1 lap between me and a top 10 finish after starting in 15th. Can old Gretty pull it off? Oh, it's going to take some more. So if we head down the straight, I'm going to move the inside, but boy, he had a little bit of overspeed, and I didn't want to cut off his front bumper there. So I know the vet's are faster on the straight, so I knew I could get in front of him. So I wait until I did. You only get one move before the braking zone. I couldn't move back. I was stuck with where I was. He gets the over-under this time, but I'm not worried about it because I know the vet has more speed on the straight. He's not in a great position right here. I know that I can make the pass on him heading down this long straight here at Watkins Glen. Now I'm accelerating on the AMG. I move to the outside. He defends the inside line. We're heading towards the chicane. I've got a half car length on him. Now I'm almost a full car length to go in, but I can't cut across him because he's still there. And unfortunately, he's able to just send it through the chicane. Now I forget to defend the inside line right here, and Eck was peaking down as I'm getting on the throttle as early as I can, using 4th gear and all that torque. Eck was along the outside. JGG on the inside. Eck was not going to be able to hold it around that outside line. I'm able to keep P10, but the race isn't over. We still have several quarters left, and JGG is next to Equus as they head uphill on the right-hander. JGG wide. Equus on the inside, accelerating out, just slightly touches him, pushes him off the track. Not intentional, and then he hits the brakes and let him come back, gives the position back. What sportsmanship there by Equus. Boy, that was a racing incident. He clearly didn't mean to do that. That was just tight, good racing there. So again, just great job there, Equus. I mean, that's just good sportsmanship. What else can I say? So JGG, I'm certain, wasn't upset about that. He knows Equus didn't mean to do that. So heading down through the final couple of corners, there is no way I'm going to catch Mr. Jeeks here. He's got way better tires, and quite honestly, he was way more skilled on the track today than I was. If he wasn't such a gentleman, he probably would have made a pass a lot earlier. So, tip of my hat to you, Mr. Jeeks. You were the better man. Congratulations on your P9. I take my 10th place. I take my 200 points, and I put it in the bank. I decided to make a video because the racing was so good between Mr. Jeeks, JGG, Plaka Plum, and Equus Ferrum. Again, a tip of hat to all you guys. Great, clean, exciting racing in the back of the field. I know it wasn't for a lot of points, but man, that was fun. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, hit the like, hit or subscribe. Come back to check out some more of the action. For myself, Go Gretty, y'all have a great week.